Welcome back to another weekly dose of anime and beyond. I'm Devin.
I'm Noah.
Today we are going to review Dr. Stone episode 23. So in the beginning of the episode, we see Senku come back with his gang, and they have the rocks ready, and he tells them that they just need to crush him and then mix him up, heat him up, and all that stuff. And so they got the tungsten rocks, and they start crushing it. And there's seems to be a long process to it, because now Senku says the old man has to build this huge tube thing that he's never built before, and it's like all complicated.
You gotta heat up those metal. It's like the strongest metal.
Yeah, and then he's giving tasks to the kids, and they have to tie those wires up. And he's just giving people tasks left and right. Like, we got to do this, got to do that. You need to heat this up. You need to do that.
Yeah.
And so you got the guy who's in charge of the village. You know, he's giving everybody tasks and, you know, trying to get this done as fast as possible.
There's a lot of funny moments in this one. One of them was like when Devin mentioned how they were crushing the tungsten. Senku didn't tell them right away that that's what they needed to do. And then Magma just starts, he's like, we're going to get what we need out of this stone. He starts crushing it, and everybody else is like, no. And then Senku's like, well, you kind of need to do that. We're going to have to turn it into a powder anyways. And then so there we see Magma's helping out. And a couple times in this episode. And that was like one of the first times the old village leader said that he's ever seen him volunteer.
Yeah, and then it kind of flashes back to what happened in the cave. And then, you hear him say that, you know, I'll follow your orders until, you know, we beat Tsukasa. Yeah. And then after that, who knows?
It's a truce for now.
Yeah, truce for now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then some of the other things, Chrome getting that high five. Yes, getting that high five.
I love that high five.
It makes, high five all the time, but it never looks that cool.
That looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Yeah. And then everybody in the episode wanted one.
Yeah. Yeah. The who is that girl? Suika?
Oh, Suika.
Suika.
Yeah. And then the old
man, and then Chrome. That's funny.
What was really cool was how we've seen Chrome go out on his own and have an idea and say, I can improve on this. And he goes out and he does it. But he had kind of like the basic outline of how to do it. Yeah. When it came to the water wheel, he had the basic outline, you know, turning it. And then Senku's like, you've learned what you need to learn. Invent, create this.
Yeah.
And
he said, use what you know.
Yeah. And he took it literally.
Yeah, like literally. Yeah.
He took something from like almost every step that he's ever learned.
Yeah. And then Senku comes and he's like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm using what I've learned. He's like, I didn't mean like this. What are you talking about? But it actually ended up working. He was like, you know what? This might be the best way to do it.
That was really cool to see because it shows how far he's come. Now, is he an equal with Senku yet?
No. But you know what? It's funny that you said that because, yeah, we see how far he's come, but it's also funny how far Senku has brought the kingdom, the village. You know, the father was saying, like, giving him props. He's like, you know, you really are helping us out. Like, before we didn't have nothing, but now, you know, like I said, like he said, our village is more enriched with more stuff. So because of you, we're increasing. We have electricity now. You know, we know how to make all sorts of stuff, like props. And then he gives him kudos. He says, like, basically he says, I don't regret making you the king or whatever.
Yeah, the leader of the village.
The leader of the village. Even though his last name was.
It was kind of his.
It was kind of his in the first place.
Let's be honest. It was made for him. Let's be honest. So. That was a really good scene because, like he mentioned, like we see that scene where Senku and Chrome are walking out and they see the little kids trying to make the wires and they're moving slower because they're cold and the old people are talking about how they're cold. And Senku, knowing that he has to start a fire anyways, is like, well, let's just create this like stove so they can heat themselves. And it's something that he didn't need to do. He could have just went and burned some coal.
Yeah.
But he did that extra step to help.
And he acts like he didn't care.
Yeah.
But we know that he did it on purpose.
And it's funny because he's like, that's, you know, when the old village leader is like, well, thank you for all this, like what Devin was saying. Senku's like, that's just how science works. It's like, you know, whenever you do something, create something, like how they're trying to create these cell phones, benefits just flow all over. And Devin was mentioning to me earlier, it's the ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
The ripple effect of all like
Oh,
everything
yeah.
they're doing with science.
Yeah, so it's like whenever they were starting smashing the tungsten rocks and creating the stuff for the cell phones, that was like when we saw that scene where the dinosaur was like burning and the world was crashing. That was like the old age dying. The old the Stone Age.
The Stone Age.
And then the ripple, that was the ripple effect of the new kingdom, the actual age of science coming in. So I thought that parallel was kind of like the title of the show, The Wave of Science. I thought that was very...
Yeah. I really enjoy how they do those kind of scenes in the show, like how we saw with the gas, how for 1 second it was a beautiful woman and you see it and it just looks, the gas looks beautiful. And then you later on you see that it's a killer and you know she turns into like this ghost. And with dinosaur, like you see the dinosaur being the strongest creature, but then when they create that, when Chrome creates that, you know, way to heat up the metal so that it melts, there's the fires all around it. And so like it's the Stone Age, like Devin said, it's coming to an end. And it's like Devin mentioned, it was a parallel, but it's like you get a visual representation of like what's happening.
like what they're talking about.
Yeah, because sometimes, you know, something will go by you and it's like, oh, that was really cool. But it's like, this is honestly, like, they've been living in this Stone Age for so long. This is kind of like how it looks like. The things that they never thought were possible. They never thought they could take down this huge T-Rex.
Yeah.
You know, and then, boom, they did it. Like, within overnight, it seems like Chrome made that.
Yeah. I mean, it's deep. It's really deep how they just throw that in there. And I love, I mean, I'm with you. I love when they just throw those little imageries and just visuals like that. We also see the old man as he talks about how he envies Chrome and Senku, their friendship, and like how they kind of correlate between like building and creating and thinking of new science materials to make. And he's like, I've always wanted a partner like that, you know. I've always wanted to, you know, I've always worked hard my whole life and I never had anyone to, you know, work with me that I would have liked to. And, you know, it's just something I would like to have. And so you see him kind of cry. And then Chrome and Senku are like, what are you talking about? Like, we're your friends. Like, we're the ones that help you, like, now. Who cares about your age?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, bro.
That was a good scene.
I was like, right on, bro, right on. I was literally like Senku when he was in the intro, when he was like that.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah. In my head, I was just like, throw it up.
And I love how it wasn't even like a flinch. It wasn't even like a surprise. Like Senku and Chrome are like, bro, we consider you our friend. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we also are kind of like your buddies who are making stuff together. Like, yeah, he's the craftsman, but...
And then if you think about it, Senku's hinted at it multiple times. He said that, like, I can't do this without y'all.
Yeah.
I cannot make the kingdom of science cannot be made possible without y'all.
Yeah, it's
like,
not a king of science.
Yeah.
It's the kingdom of science.
Yeah, exactly. There's not just one person.
Yeah.
So...
And that scene kind of reminds me, I mean, this is not as serious, but how, you know, when you grow up and you like an anime, a lot of people are like, oh, anime or whatever, but when you find someone else who likes the same show that you do, you're like, oh, you like that too? It's like, oh, bro. And it's like, you know, we all want that friend. We all want someone who enjoys and, you know, likes the same stuff that we like. There's like that common ground. And he's finally found that. And he said he's like 50 years older than them. And Senku's like 19, so was it 69, almost 70 years old?
And he's that swole?
He's that swole. And he got excited at the end again.
Yeah.
Later on.
When
he asked for his high five, that was funny.
You called it too, and I was like, no.
Yeah, he gets fired up. So before we go, funny story about today. I was showing my niece static electricity. She was playing with those little bubble wrap things that you just pop. And then so I rubbed it against my pants, and then I put it up against the wall, and it stuck there. And she gets all excited. And I'm like, that's the power of science. And then my brother-in-law says, yeah, that's Dr. Stone. He calls me Dr. Stone. And then she's like, Dr. Stone. She looks at me and says that. And I was like, what? That's a high five, girl. And then she kept trying to do it after that. I just thought that was funny.
You should have told her to call you Senku.
I know. I just didn't. It didn't. I was so surprised that she actually said it. She actually enjoys anime. She just likes the colors.
Oh, yeah.
She likes Naruto.
Thank y'all for watching and supporting our channel. Don't forget to check out our social media accounts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this episode's review.
Also, don't forget to follow our friends on their YouTube channels. They're all linked in the description. And Jay Frizzle and Klamii, they'll got you with gaming, Rich Aladdin for short films, and Today with vlogs.
With that said, I'm Devin.
I'm Noah.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.